Kamusta na kayo? This week marks 1 year of the different levels of quarantine here in the Philippines, especially here in Manila. And it got me thinking, lahat ng bagay na sinimulan kong gawin just because we are in quarantine, 1 taon ko nang ginagawa. And what has it taught me? What should it teach us? This is our Forward Friday here in Join Me Today. I am Chek Sai. Let's start. When my mom passed away 11 years ago, it created a timeline division sa pamilya namin. When we referenced on time, we would reference it against nung buhay pa si nanay at saka nung wala na si nanay. Last year, when 2020 happened, the whole of humanity had that divide. Before COVID and during COVID. Hopefully, in the next year or two, we can actually enter into that phase where it's after COVID already. But while we are still here, we are being taught a lesson. I'd like to share with you what lessons I had, but I'm sure you have your own, and let this video just be a prompt for you to take stock and actually reflect back on what happened to you over the past year and see kung ano ba yung natutunan nyo sa case ninyo. So let me start. The first one is the contrast between optimism and gratitude. Dati, iniisip ko, just as long as I am doing affirmations and as long as I'm dreaming, as long as I'm positive that things would happen in a certain way, I am going to attract it and it will pave me through. In a time when it's so difficult to be positive, what actually carried me over was gratitude. Just being happy with the little things. The waking up nang hindi inuubo. Still meeting up with family that because they're all healthy and that we're together and happy. Kahit na hiwa-hiwalay kami and that we only meet most of the time virtually. Or even with my friends, no, na nakilala ko yung mga tunay kong mga kaibigan over this pandemic who would check up on you from time to time. I had many opportunities that had it been before, I wouldn't have had it because I wouldn't have time to stop or I wouldn't have been offered the opportunity to do it. Some events that I used to just attend, ngayon I'm part of it already. Or some companies that I was dreaming of working with in workshops finally had access to me or I had access to them. All of these things made me more thankful. Parang iniisip ko, the more I appreciated the little things, the more things happen and the more good things happen to me. So, more than being positive, what drove me during this period was being satisfied and thankful. The second thing is the value of spending time with yourself. The life that you're building with yourself. When we are out and about, when we are doing things for other people, when we are doing things for the companies that we work with or the groups that we are forming, parang palaging palabas ang buhay natin. When the quarantine happened, I realized how wonderful and how helpful it is to cultivate that inner life, that being comfortable with yourself, to talk to yourself, to reflect, to think, to meditate, to work on your mind, to work on your spirit, to work on your body. And dahil mag-isa ako over this period, I'm sure for some this is very different, but ako, I realized that if I didn't love myself, I didn't like myself, I do not feel comfortable confronting myself all the time, this whole period would have been difficult. So we need to, cultivate that inner life. When you're by yourself, you're at peace. When you're by yourself, you're comfortable. And lastly is the value of surrender. Maraming times during this 1 year na natakot ako, may mga transactions, may mga financial things, may mga maybe, you know, things that happened over this 1 year na nakakatakot, that unsettled me. Pero siguro ang weird doon is that I learned over this period na kapag ka, maybe I learned it before, maybe alam ko na siya before, pero na-experience ko siya during this period, na pagka hindi ko na kaya or hindi ko na within my control ang mga nangyayari, nare-relax ako. Kasi now, because I've done everything I can for it, I can surrender it to the Lord. Siya nang bahala. And I'm sure He knows what to do with it better than me. And that somehow showers me or bathes me with peace. Na it's no longer in my clumsy hands. It's in the more stable hand, which is God's. And that is what is happening right now, right? Kahit gaano tayo nag-iingat, dumadami pa rin na merong COVID. And it's just time for us to just bend our knee and pray that this is no longer within our control, but that you owe it to yourself to be peaceful and trusting to the power above. These lessons, I hope, inspires you to seek your own lessons. If you want to share this video, please do. Again, I just want it to be a prompt. My lessons are different from yours. If it resonates with you, buti naman. Or I'm thankful that happens to you. But yeah, let this just be a prompt. What is your lesson? Spend that 5-10 minutes to actually see how life changed over the year and how your lessons can move you forward to whatever it is that we're going to face somewhere down the road. This is Sheksai. This is our Forward Friday. Let's continue moving forward into the future, no matter how bleak or how frightening, or for some, maybe how bright and how big it is. See you again next week. Bye!